Hello, this is David Birch at Star Path School of Navigation with an update here May 31st. Well, it's Thursday in Seattle. It's a GMT. We're just at about 02 Zulu GMT on Friday. We've been working the last 3 or 4 days, working hard trying to understand the wind forecast. And I'm going to show you some of that because the wind forecast has been very crucial. And in fact, Jacob has been hanging on throughout. Remember the red dots. This is the Google Earth. I'm looking at the Google Earth presentation now. The red dots are a day apart. And if you notice here, if I go up, take this tool here that measures a distance, and then you look at this thing here, see that's only 22 miles. Here's another real short one, 17, 20 miles like that. He's been dragging his feet, maybe not his feet, but maybe all the lines on the boat and whatever he can go slow, maybe turning into the wind, whatever he can do to slow down. He could go 3 times this fast, and in fact you'll see things starting to speed up. See things starting to speed up. So he's going to be going up this way here. And what he's been waiting for is, and I've discussed this in several of the posts, is the wind is very favorable right now. It's right behind him, blowing up this way. And in fact, it's building up to be strong, like maybe 20 knots or so. But the problem is the long-term forecast, when he gets up here where he has to turn into this area to go through the reef, that wind there's no forecast that calls that wind dissipating. And I'll show you all the ways we've massaged that data and forecast, trying to see how much hope we could put into it, that he could maybe wait around, maybe hang around 3 or 4 or 5 days here, and then it would be safer or less of a challenge going in here. But that is just not happening. So that's not happening. So as far as we can see in all the analysis of the data, that wind is not going to change. And Jacob's analyzed that and realizes that, so he's decided he's going for it. So now he's transitioning here from going as slow as he can for the past 3 or 4 days. He's now going to turn and crank up the gear and see how fast he can go to get up here. There's still hope to get up here before the strongest wind builds. And we'll look at some of these parameters that's involved. One of the things, and I have to ask, it's probably best if you can go back to our website where we're tracking the tracking site here and download a new KLM, Jacob-Data KML, Keyhole Markup Language, KML. Download this again. We've added several things. One is, look at this down here, wind forecasts. And then this Southwest Pacific doesn't matter. That's back where he was. But now we've got the Queensland winds. And this is a forecast from the Bureau of Meteorology in Australia. They're equivalent to their National Weather Service. And so here's the latest analysis, which shows more or less what he's getting right now, 10 knots, something like that, out of the east or south, just barely south of east. Or, in fact, strangely, I'll go over this when we look at the models, he's had quite a long period of wind, actually, out of maybe quite a bit north of here, maybe like more like 70, 75. 075 north of east, and that's not been in any of the forecasts, but that's in fact what he's had. But now, so then you look at, that's a present, then you can just go down the line, look at 24 hours. That's 24 hours. Now what day is that? That's Friday. Now that's the same day. Now that's about 16 hours from now. 16 hours from now. And you see that's kind of like going still 10 here, 15, something like that. we've got other forecasts we're going to look at in a minute. But you see the Bureau of Meteorology, and I'm not sure what models they're using, but they're seeing the same thing. Here now we got 20 knots, and they have a color code over here, this darker green. Now it's not, we have to be a little bit careful. Underneath here is the Great Barrier Reef, and that's changing the colors there a little bit. But here's your color scheme over here to interpret the 20. Remember, two feathers is not 20 knots. Two feathers is anything between 17.5 and 22.5. Go out 3 days. Okay, 3 days now he's going to be getting to be up here. Let's just take a quick look at that. So you take your dividers. This is for those who are following along there at home. Take your divider, well, not dividers, what am I talking about? You take this ruler tool up there and see how far does he have to go, and there you've got 135 miles. Now if he's going 135 miles, and then when he cranks it up, he's going to be going, maybe 50 miles a day. He's going to pretty soon be going 50 miles a day, if not 60. So if I take 135 divided by, say, 55, a compromise, that's 2.5 days. So that's 2.5 days. So that's already, see, he's up here at this time. And he may get, you see, if we go back, so anyway, that's the whole idea. He's trying to get up here now before this really firms up, and we don't know how reliable their model is. But if you go up there now 96 days, then you see you've got more or less the same thing, still strong wind from their model here. And we're going to look at some other models. Now, one other thing, let me show you what's going on. That's the winds. You can look at that here, Queensland winds. Now, ocean currents. I just updated those currents today, and that's interesting. Here's the RTOF. Now the RTOF goes out, is a 4-day forecast, or something like 4-day forecast. So I projected that out to the time he's getting up into this region on this one. So this is like a 3-day forecast here, and you see he's getting into strong current here, and look at the direction. The direction's all really nice. So when he starts going, that wind gets behind him, he's going to be cranking when he goes up here. That's the RTOF's model. This Oscar currents. Now there show a little bit lighter. That's a 8 days. That's an average over the past 8 days, and so it doesn't show the speed that the RTOF's is a more immediate model. So for the future, and Oscar doesn't even know anything about that future. Got to average over the past. But anyway, it shows definitely that the trend, the currents in this area are right the way he's going. So the currents are going to be his friend as he tries to make speed up the hill, up north there. The other tools you've got to look at if you want to watch what the real forecasts are, we do have the ASCAT winds. Well, let me shut those off. And here's this ASCAT. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? Oh, the currents are still on. Hang on, I shut off. There's a lot of overlays here, so you gotta, well, what's this going on here? There's still something here in the background. Queensland winds, get rid of those. We've got so many tools here, you have to just be patient and figure out which ones to click. But these ASCAT winds, these are the ones we've been following him across the ocean. They stretch clear back across the ocean this way, and you can turn these all on and take a look at, it's a really nice presentation on Google Earth. But we've got, what is ASCAT number 8, so over here would be 7, and that's ascending. That's the satellites going north. Okay, so there's pretty good data. Now what is this? This is 1051 at 02. So this is actually yesterday. This is a day old. This is yesterday. So this shows the wind that he was in yesterday. So you have to figure that out, and we have in our articles about that, we explain that, and also in our textbook. If we go back to the descending, the satellite running back down the hill, what do we see here? Ascending. Oh, we don't see much, but this is now 2200. This This is again yesterday, but this is only about 6 hours old. But we missed the boat. ASCAT didn't hit it, didn't come near him. But the other new thing you can see, if you haven't uploaded this KML file, we've now added the WinSat satellite. So let's see what we have there. Okay, so look here, some pretty strong winds up here. We're not there now. A7, J7 going up, ascending, J6 going up. Yeah, this is still sort of missed him. And then here you can look here and here. That's the way that works. Okay, so you can just turn these. These are updated. The data is updated every hour, but there may not be new data. You only get the data, good data, that'll be like somewhere around this sort of region of him, something like that. You'll get a good pass once a day, sometimes twice a day. And then that'll stay up there in view for a full 22 hours or so. That's the way that works. But okay, so that's what you can look at as he's getting up there, and to see what real winds he's dealing with. And so let me take this away for a minute and come over here. This is the luck grid that we use to do the analysis of the data. Let me go here, JA. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to pause that. I'm going to come back to that in just a minute. And likewise here, I want to just show you here the chart and what's involved with the chart. And so this is now the OpenCPN chart, and I've got all the official, all the Australian charts on it. And if you go here, if I say show boundaries, chart boundaries, chart outlines. Okay, so there's what all the charts look like. This is, if you wonder, for example, what charts are available, what official nautical charts from the Australian government are available, these are they. And these are the official charts, and there's a really remarkable place to buy such charts, and that deserves a whole blog post of its own, and it's going to get that as soon as we get, as soon as Jacob gets safely tied up there at the dock, then we're going to start doing these other things we want to do. Okay, show chart outlines. We don't need that. So anyway, this is the route here, and these charts will just, what'll happen is you zoom in, then they'll go to what's best and so forth. So here's what he's dealing with. He's coming along here. This is all open territory. That's really nice here. There's another option, and this is one I don't think he has any interest in doing, because but there is another option to cut through here. But the run up the inside here is not so nice as out there. First of all, there's ship traffic up and down here that one has to deal with, and second of all, there's also reefs and other other things that one has to worry about if the wind is strong and there's less control over the boat. So I think the concept is use as much wide open safe water as possible. Then one thing we can see on the chart that you don't see otherwise is coming up this way. He's going to, I don't know where he's going to be when he gets up here. It's going to depend a little bit on the wind and the control. But one thing he's well aware of is that this particular reef right here, or several of these outer lying reefs, if you zoom in on those, they have, remember, these are ENCs, so you can double click this. This is mustard patch and so forth. Where is the one right at the entrance? That's the one I was really looking at, this one right here, because see, this is close to where he's turning. Otherwise, he could maybe just turn and come right across here, but it's not clear. I don't know what he's going to do about that, but I think that right now the intention is to come up and get into Flora Pass right up here. But this guy here is sort of right in the way, and if you go and click this one, right, you click that, you come down to some key words here about that, and here, always breaks. So you see water turbulence information always breaks. Now that's indicated on these charts by you see these little teeny waves on the ENC chart. That's indicating that there's something special about this one that's not here. See, look at this guy. He's only marked at 1 meter, 1.3 meters, 2.9 meters, and so forth here. This guy's deeper, but he's marked always breaks. This guy's not. I don't know what that means. But anyway, so this is a concern here as he comes by. We'll keep an eye on that as he comes by. You won't see that on Google Earth unless oh no, you will, because I've got this map up there. Well, anyway, that's the main thing. I think that I will direct you to our study of the forecasts, because they are all in this blog post here, Tools for Crucial Weather Routing. And that's where we study and we're analyzing the various models, the FV3 GFS, the GFS, and then more sophisticated ones like this one is an ensemble model where and this is discussed in there, where it's going to give us a probability of the winds out here. We did these way back Monday, Tuesday, when he was still hanging around waiting. Now we're up here, and so forth. But it hasn't changed. And then, so this is, if you care about these models, and here's discussion of the statistics of the wind and the standard, the way I try to explain here the way the standard deviations work and so forth. And then, but we come down here till still the latest data, like this is this morning or something. And you go here, and they've got Friday, that's tomorrow, well, GMT, it's today, it's like 10 hours from now. 10 hours from now, they have this up to 20. And these meteogram plots are calculated to be the forecast where the boat is at the time, assuming a certain speed. So the boat moves along the chart and it brings a forecast with it, and that's what this is. And you see that even this model here, you're getting up to 25 knots here. But then, wait a minute, I can't follow that. And the GFS model is, you see, is right around 20 and so forth. So if you want to see our study of the probabilities of these two models, then these are various looks at the European Community Model data. Then that's all here in this article. But the conclusion that we came to is, and I got it coincidentally, just as I was writing this up, I got an email from Jacob, and he said he's came to the same conclusion we did. This wind is not going to change. He's going to go for it. And so he's headed up there now, and he does have friends, and he does have friends standing by in cairns, and he should be up there in about 3 days now, up to where he's entering into the Flora Pass, and that Flora Pass is only about 30 miles out of Cairns. And in other words, his entrance to the, where is it? Well, let me zoom. This is what you can look at online here. His entrance here to this Flora Pass, this is only about 30 miles out from Cairns. So a boat, some boats can come out here and sort of welcome him, and they can all be in the neighborhood here as he goes through this area here. So that would be a nice welcome for him, which I think would probably happen. So anyway, that's the report. It's all looking very good. He should be getting into Cairns in the next maybe 4 or 5 days, something like that.